To everyone who hates when I win, the winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up to see her. That despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them, that at every premiere, people will wait in line to see.
You could count the audience on one hand. That's how bad things got for Disney's live-action Snow White. A movie so unpopular that theaters started pulling it before their contracts even ended. Entire screenings were empty. Merchandise was quietly taken off shelves. And now, Disney's pretending it never existed. And at the center of the storm is Rachel Zegler, who went from rising star to walking PR disaster. After months of online backlash, awkward interviews, and one viral video after another, sources say she's finally breaking down, crying, ranting, and spiraling as the film crashes and burns. This wasn't just a flop, it was a warning shot to Hollywood. Go woke, go broke isn't a meme anymore. It's a reality. It finally happened. After months of controversy, backlash, and box office disaster, Disney has quietly pulled the woke Snow White remake from theaters and store shelves across the US. They didn't even make a big announcement. They just started pretending it never existed. One day it was there, and the next, it was gone. Maybe if Rachel spent less time lecturing people and more time acting, this wouldn't be such a joke. Even people inside Hollywood were surprised. This was supposed to be Disney's big reimagining of a classic. Instead, it became a massive embarrassment. The company has already lost billions in recent years, and this flop only made things worse. It was so bad, it looks like Disney might actually stop making woke reboots altogether. Woke Snow White couldn't even wake up the box office. Guess fairy tales don't work when they're rewritten by activists. But the real drama isn't just about Disney. It's about Rachel Zegler. She's the face of the film, and after months of bad press, social media roasting, and empty theaters, she's reportedly having emotional breakdowns during live streams and interviews. She can't seem to handle the heat, and the internet isn't giving her a break either. If Rachel wanted to be a queen, she should have started with humility, not preaching to her audience like peasants. From the start, Rachel's attitude rubbed people the wrong way. She mocked the original Snow White, called it weird, and basically trashed the entire story that made the movie famous in the first place. Instead of charm, she came off smug. Instead of thoughtful, she sounded arrogant. And now, it's all crashing down. Turns out, when you bite the hand that feeds you, like the millions who loved the original, you don't get a second helping. Theaters were so desperate to get rid of the movie, they started swapping it out for literally anything else, even movies that had already been out for months. Some just canceled showings altogether, breaking their contracts with Disney because no one was showing up. People walked past the poster like it wasn't even there. Imagine being the lead in a Disney movie and drawing fewer people than a documentary on grass growing. Rachel really pulled that off. The final blow came from a viral video posted by a fan who walked into a Snow White showing. They filmed the theater. It was basically empty. Just a couple of lonely viewers sitting in silence. Okay, I'm walking into Snow White 2 p.m. Now seating, let's see how empty it is, the fan says. It looked more like detention than movie night. They say, go woke, go broke, but Rachel went woke and couldn't even sell 5 tickets. Outside the US, it was even worse. Lebanon completely banned the film, not just in theaters, but from the entire country. No imports, no streaming, nothing. That's how much backlash the movie generated. It didn't just flop, it got erased internationally. When a country bans your film entirely, it's not diversity, it's disaster. And Rachel was the loudest part of it. And now, with all of this collapsing around her, Rachel Zegler is facing a brutal reality. Her Hollywood career may never recover. She was supposed to be the next big thing, but her nonstop rants, smug interviews, and tone-deaf takes made her one of the most disliked faces of modern Hollywood. Rachel tried to turn a fairy tale into a feminist lecture, and ended up writing her own Hollywood horror story. For years, Hollywood tried to force-feed audiences a version of storytelling that prioritized activism over entertainment. Every beloved classic started getting modernized, which really meant stripped of its original charm, rewritten with political messaging, and repackaged to please Twitter rather than moviegoers. This wasn't about diversity or progress, it was about pandering. It was about studios checking boxes, not telling great stories. And now, people are clearly over it. Audiences didn't just reject Snow White. They've been rejecting a whole era of films that lecture more than they entertain. The numbers don't lie. Woke box office bombs keep piling up, and even casual movie fans are beginning to notice a pattern. What we're witnessing now is a cultural turning point. For the first time in years, people are speaking up, loudly, and not just online. They're voting with their wallets, skipping overpriced theater tickets for movies they know will insult them, or reframe their favorite characters into political puppets. Hollywood used to be the land of escapism and imagination. Now it feels like every film comes with a built-in sermon and a social agenda. And folks are tired. Tired of being told they're the problem if they don't clap for every new character rewrite or cheer for every outdated fairy tale turned into a half-hearted identity lecture. Snow White isn't just a failed movie. It's a symbol of what happens when storytelling is hijacked by ideology. Even more interesting is how celebrities themselves are starting to squirm. For a long time, actors like Rachel Zegler were untouchable, championed as progressive icons for saying all the right things in interviews. But now, the public is demanding more than buzzwords and self-righteous sound bites. They want humility. They want talent. They want actors who respect the legacy of the characters they're playing, not activists with scripts. Ziegler's downfall shows just how quickly public favor can turn when people sense that Hollywood elites are looking down on them. Viewers don't want to be preached at by 20-something millionaires who insult the original stories and then act shocked when the audience doesn't show up. Most importantly, this backlash is forcing studios to reconsider what they greenlight. There's already buzz that Disney and other major players are quietly pulling the plug on similar projects, fearing another round of cultural and financial embarrassment. Executives are starting to realize that woke doesn't sell. It never did. It just took a few high-profile crashes and millions in losses for that truth to finally hit home. The mask is slipping, and audiences are waking up. They're no longer afraid to say, "We want good stories, not lectures." If Hollywood keeps ignoring that, it'll keep watching its empire crumble, one box office flop at a time.